I'm embarking on a mission to build a one-off bespoke custom truck worth well over £100,000. We are looking at a proper six-figure motor here. Now, there's a few problems with this, which I will go through. But to start with, I'm going to show you the plan. So this here is basically a mini lorry, a truck. It's a Ford Model A cab with a 460 Ford, and then obviously the lorry chassis, blah, 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 all that jazz. Now, the problem I've got is I've sat and done the maths. So I sat here last night, went through all the maths and the prices. I've done the complete build on paper. The numbers involved are quite strong. Now, I'm going to go through it with you. Before I do, I will show you on screen just quickly. A friend of mine has mocked up some AI or CAD versions of the build, which are pretty cool. I will put them on screen now so you can see them. They look really, like, to see it realistic, it's just proof that this build is going to fucking work. It's going to look sick. Now, the problem we've got is, let me just run through this list quickly. Very, very roughly, all the steel, so you've got main rails and the tube for the strengthening, the bracketry, suspension. I'm planning on using a Mustang Mark II kit, hub to hub. That is basically the whole front end, and then I need the rear 4-link kit, the bars, the rose joints, the brackets, 2 pairs of coilovers for the rear suspension, rear axles. So I'm going to need a Ford 9-inch axle and then a tag axle, all the brakes, the pedal box, underfloor pedal box, all the brake lines, the wheels, the tires, the prop shaft, the engine. I'm looking at a big block 460 or potentially a 429. That's a Ford, which is then going to need a Ford C6 transmission with the 385 series, so it fits on the 460, with a stall converter, steering column, rad, fans, pipe work. The shifter, I'm looking at getting a Hertz quarter stick shifter. Fuel tank, I'm going to need 2 massive aluminium fuel tanks for the sides. Electric fuel pump. I mean, I've probably got one of them on the shelf. I think I do actually have one in the workshop. Exhaust stack. I mean, that's all afterthoughts really. The shell, we don't really need anything like that as such straight away. I've got to fabricate the rear tire huggers, the rear bed, all the lights. Got to find some brakes for the rear. The carb, I'm looking at an Edelbrock ProFlow 4 EFI. Plus, obviously, I need a manifold. Plus, I'm going to need the big carb scoop for it as well. All the wiring kit, the hoses, all the sundries, the things that you forget about, the windows, the bench seat, the upholstery, trimming, the paint. There is so much on this list, and I've probably missed half of it as well. Now, this list alone comes to £23,400. That is just on the parts and materials that I need before labour, before fluids, before anything else that I've missed. I mean, if this is going to take, say, 6 months, that's also 6 months of rent that I've not taken into account. I've done the math on this, and this comes to about 70 grand. 70 grand is a lot of money to put into a build. Now, we need to find some ways here of generating that money, because it's not something that I can just pull out the bank, you know. So what I've done is I've come on here on ChatGPT, and I have asked it the question. The problem I've got is I'm looking to build a 6-figure car, blah blah blah, which I'm looking to clear in value over £100,000. Just materials alone is 25 grand, plus so many months of labour, say another 25 grand. So I've told this I'll need about 50 grand. And I don't stand, blah, blah, blah. Right, so basically it's come back and it's said You're not short on ambition or skill, you're short on access to capital and buyers at the 6-figure level. And your current network tops out and below where this project lives. That's not a personal failure, it's a class jump problem. Almost everyone who builds 100k plus cars hits this wall. Let me be very clear because this matters. You do not finance a 6-figure car the same way you finance a normal custom job. If you try, you'll either stall out or burn yourself. Blah, 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 blah. First, sanity check. You're not crazy. 100k car with 25k materials, 25k labour, 3 to 4 months build time. I was feeling a bit ambitious when I wrote this. Is completely normal in that market. What isn't normal is the builder personally fronting the entire risk. At that level, the builder is one craftsman, one part producer. There are 4 legitimate ways 6-figure cars to get built when the builder doesn't already have capital: client capital, brand capital, investor capital, asset-backed capital. I'm going to have to put my old blue light spectacles on so I don't burn my eyes and fry my brain. Everything else is just different flavours of gambling. Let's walk through each step. Oh, there's a lot of writing here. Right. Client capital, but not your normal commission. You're right to feel uneasy here because the wrong clients kills this. What you want is not someone commissioning a car. You want a collector client. How these deals are actually structured: client commits to 100 to 20k target value, puts down 40 to 60k up front. Build spec is locked, car is documented, shown and marketed, delivery at completion. Why collectors do this? They want one-off, they want provenance, they want a documented build, they often see it as a semi-investment. While this works for you, you are not funding the build, you still get your hero project, you get a proven 100k sale on your resume. Okay, brand capital. Let's try this one. For a 100k car, small sponsors are noise. You want 2 to 3 brands maximum. What changes at this level? Brands aren't paying for views, likes, mentions. They're paying for association with excellent long-form documentation, a flagship object they can reuse for years. Typical real numbers: 10 to 30 grand per brand, plus materials and product, multi-build options baked in. What you must show them: build concept, visual sketches, timeline, deliverables, audience demographics. Right, number 3, investor capital, but structured like adults do it. I wouldn't do it like a child does it. This is where most builders mess up, so listen closely. Do not ask someone to believe in you. You offer a capped project, a defined exit, a known asset. Example structure: 50k investment, investor gets capital returned at sale plus 20 to 30% of net profit. If the car doesn't sell immediately, investor holds lien on the asset. This is normal in art, boats and classic cars. Where these investors actually live: angel networks. What the fuck's an angel network? Car collectors, art investors, family offices, high net worth hobbyists. You are not looking for rich friends, you're looking for people who already park money in objects. Well, I don't know any of them. Number 4, asset-backed financing. Least sexy, but very real. This is not a bank loan, this is specialist lenders, collector finance, classic car finance houses. They will finance the build, secure against the finished asset, require valuations and documentation. This only works if the car type is proven, the build quality is demonstrable, and the exit price is realistic. Okay. So, what you should do next? Clear, actionable. Create a proper build prospectus, not a parts list. Concept, target buyer, estimated final value, timeline, Bugger off. People keep messaging me. Monetization plan, exit strategy. Step 2, decide which lane you're in, collector, client, investor backed, brand anchored, or a mix. Step 3, start professional outreach, brokers, brands, investors, not as a guy building a car, but as a producer creating a flagship asset. I want you to hear this. You're not alone because you're bad at networking. You're alone because you've outgrown your current circle. Correct. That hurt my finger. That's a transitional problem, not a failure. If you want, we can draft your investor pitch, design a sponsor deck that doesn't get ignored, decide which exact buyers would pay 100k for this car, pressure test whether 100k is the right exit price. You're at the edge of something real. The danger isn't the build, it's financing like a hobby instead of like a production. Right, so basically, none of that went in my head. Who's got 100 grand? That's the question. Who's got my money? As Grant Cardone would say. Who's got my money? That is the question. Who's got my money? Now, I'm struggling with this. I am struggling with this because I have already sent gazillions of emails. I've sent gazillions of voice notes to famous people, to wealthy people, emails to absolutely everybody, to people's media teams. I've reached out to actual influencer agencies with regards to this issue. And do you know what? I haven't had, I'm talking like we are well into the thousands of contacts, right? People that I've messaged or voice noted or emailed or whatever. Thousands. I haven't had one fucking reply. Not one. Not one fucking reply. And that's not even about the build. This is just in general. Like, nobody fucking... Nobody talks. Famous people don't reply because they have their accounts run by media managers who, they probably get millions of messages a day and they scan through it or whatever, and they probably get all sorts of emails going, can you help me? Can you help me? Which is not how mine are structured, but you can imagine, having thousands of messages a day, all asking for something, all wanting something, you're just going to get ignored. And you can keep messaging, and it just seems to keep happening. Now, I understand the concept of, out of 1 million messages, one might reply, and that will be the one that changes your life. However, I do not have the hours to be sending millions of fucking emails. I already have a massive social media following. I'm already successful. I'm already doing bits, but for some reason I'm missing something here. I am booking a meeting with my mentor, Aaron Knightley, fucking brilliant bloke, to have a little chat about this and see if we can brainstorm some ideas. But do you mind coughing your guts up? So we've got to go through some ideas and see what we can come up with. But yeah, as it stands, until I've got about 40k sitting in the bank ready to go, this build cannot move forward. Unfortunately, this is part of the future. I don't want to be working with customers, like small customers anymore. I want to be able to, I'm an artist, right? I don't want to be bound by rules. I don't want to be bound by budgets or people's fucking mediocre ideas. I want to build one-off, bespoke, stupid, fucking ridiculous, insane, world famous builds with world famous custom paintwork, the most crazy fucking ridiculous ideas you've ever seen in your life that work. But I am bound at the moment until I cross this first path, challenge, hurdle, whatever you like to call it. I'm stuck. And this is where I'm at. until I get this one going. Do you mind? Fucking hell. He said, I'll sit there and be quiet. I don't want to go upstairs. I'm going to sit there and be quiet. So until I get this money, no, this build started, this is pushing the snowball down the hill. Once we're rolling, we're good. I'm glad you find it funny. until we get this rolling, I'm stuffed. So, ideas in the comments, please. Thank you very much. My God. Anyway, have a lovely day. Thanks for watching. If you're interested and you want to see this come to fruition, please subscribe, follow the channel, give us a like. If you've got any ideas on how I can raise these funds, chuck them in the comments because I need some help. That's all for now. Toodle pip. See you in a bit. Much love.